My name is Esther, and this is my thought for the week. I don't know about you, but I despair nowadays when I see breaking news, news flash, or special coverage on my screen or other social media outlets. There's always something terrible happening somewhere in the world. When I was younger, the news used to have a fairly good balance. I can remember hearing news like a member of the royal family has had a baby or got married. England has won the World Cup. Oops. I meant nearly won the World Cup. Or the latest fashion trend. Funnily, we still hear those things on the news. The difference is, unlike years ago, I don't believe there was so much negative content. And the news was once a day and then was later changed to twice a day. Now you hear it 24/7. You literally follow the news instantaneously by pressing a button. One thing that hasn't changed on the news is the weather. I could talk about that all day long. But moving swiftly on, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and burdened by the constant stream of negative news that bombards us daily. How times have changed. We are in an ever-changing world. I thank God that He never changes. But it's important to remember that in biblical times, there was also good news and bad news. For example, there were wars, famines, and of course, the birth of Jesus. Unlike today, there was no social media. I would imagine it took quite a while for news to travel back then. What's the answer? I have 3 points that has helped me. 1, as a Christian, when I hear bad news, I can do 2 things. I can trust God. Why? Because I have experienced His faithfulness over and over again. Or I can worry and talk about the what ifs in this life and drown in my sorrows. 2, ultimately, the news on any other earthly source will not give me peace. That doesn't mean I should stick my head in the sand and ignore what's happening around me. But I should be careful not to let the news consume me or control my thoughts and emotions. And 3, another thing that has helped me is to limit my exposure to news. I try not to watch it all day or scroll through social media content constantly because I know how it can become a distraction. Instead, I focus my mind and heart with positive things like uplifting conversations with family and friends. I visit garden centres and spend far too much money on plants. I take my granddaughter to soft play and generally try to maintain good mental health. Your future and mine rest in God's hands. It doesn't rest in the breaking news or the newspapers. Proverbs 3:5 tells us to trust the Lord and not to lean on our own understanding. We are told to cast our cares on the Lord and He will sustain us. He will never let the righteous be shaken. The word sustain means to strengthen, support, and hold us up. God may not take us out of the situation immediately, but His sustaining grace will bring us through it. Finally, we can take comfort knowing that God is in control, even when things seem chaotic and uncertain. We can trust that He will strengthen us and bring us through whatever challenges we may face. So let's seek guidance in all things to the one that sees, hears, and answers, because He knows it all. In finishing, my thought for you today is not to lose hope. This world is not our own. We are just passing through. There are brighter days coming, and that's a promise. Until next time.